The following is not meant for children, has been edited by Cute Stuff, and is brought to you by support from Patreon. Hello, and welcome back! I am MaesterAelix, and this is MaesterAelix's Build Love Time, or better known as MaesterAelix's BLT. The videos in this series are where I go over the character builds for some of my favorite RPGs. In this video, I plan to show you, step by step, how to make a character build that I really enjoy, and explain why I enjoy it. And hopefully, you will too. Now, I like to make fun and flavorful character builds, something that leans more into ROLE play as opposed to ROLL play. However, it never hurts to give yourself a numerical advantage from time to time. Now, my way is far from the only way to build characters. This is just one character built in a way I think is fun, and hopefully I've done a good enough job that you would want to play these characters too. However, feel free to change things to make it a character you do want to play. As I go through this build, I'm going to go into detail into what I've selected and why I've selected the things I did. What I won't be doing is to read the book to you. First off, that's so boring. And second, doing that removes your need to get the books for yourself. I love these games, and I'd love for you to support the publishers. So please, go buy their books. Now, let's get out the ingredients, shuffle them together, and make ourselves this BLT.
Alright, boys, you know the drill. Pincer maneuvers. Let's have some lunch.
Today's BLT is for the Transformers RPG by Renegade Games. The character today is Shell Shock, the Insecticon missile platform. This bot's alt mode is a battle-hardened bombardier beetle. Shell Shock is, like the other Insecticons, interested in only a few things: consuming and making clones. Of the Insecticon, he's sure one of them. And while he's not the only beetle, being a bombardier beetle, he's probably the most offensive of the Insecticons, and I mean that in personality as well. These days, he spends his time with the other Insecticons, chilling, eating, and making clones. This week's truly epic piece of art was once again brought to us by Stefano Romano. I have to admit, I was not expecting the missile pods on this guy to be so amazingly huge, but oh man, I'm so glad they are. The crazy look on his face is also spot on perfect. Thank you, Stefano. And if you want your own piece of excellent Stefano Romano art, please feel free to contact them at romanostefano.com or at StarDropKick over on X. So, let's get into the layers of this BLT, shall we? The book you'll need to get from Renegade Games to make the characters I've made them here is just the Decepticon Directive. Yes, just one book, and it's not even the core rulebook. The last time I made a character with Shell Shock's role, I used nearly every available book to me, so as a challenge to myself, I stuck to just this one book. Now, with that out of the way, let's begin. Influence. Once I had the idea down for Shell Shock, there was only really one influence that I felt fit thematically, and that was Refinery Laborer, specifically one that worked heavy rigs. This influence perk is very nice, and it prevents excessive penalties from stacking up, and with the heavy rig option, it's two skills that we want to use, but we don't want to have to put a lot of points into. Origin. Well, it's no surprise that Shell Shock is an Insecticon, if you listen to the character bio. Insecticons are such a cool subfaction, and they are very tough. I am so glad they get a good ground and airspeed. Their perk, Insectoid Components, is what makes the Insecticons so strong and tough. Do notice in the description about the Insecticons rarely getting the infiltration bonuses, because they are way out of scale for actual insects. As for the stats, for this Origin's short list of choices, I selected Strength Essence and the Brawn skill. Role. As a fairly independent bug bot, and one that's named Shellshock, I felt the call of the Raider role once more. This role is unique in that it exists purely in the Decepticon directive book, and that its core is highly utilitarian. As a Raider, you get an epic, amazing, beautiful Cybertronian perk, Energon Efficiency. When you're down to your last Energon, it pays to have a chance to put more in the tank. The next perk, Eye for Appraisal, Shellshock uses more for tactical assessment rather than as a wealth finder, but it is still very nice. After that, we get Good Instincts, which is, in short, simple and powerful. It mimics the use of a story point without needing to actually spend a story point. And last but not least, you get storage compartments. And simply put, there's a lot of junk in Shellshock's ample trunk. Raider also raises our strength essence, and with the limited choices I have, I chose a +1 to athletics because Raiders, like me, like explosives, and if he uses storage compartments to get a grenade, well, it best be used to be able to throw it as well. The next increase is to smarts, and from the shortlist I picked alertness to raise because of Eye for Appraisal. Focus. With a name like Shellshock, there's really only one option, a Siege Master. This is such a great class. It's on par for Gunner for being a ranged weapon focus, but it does so in a more interesting way. For example, the level 1 focus perk, Penetrating Aim, lets you change how aiming works so you can penetrate armor instead of just hitting more accurately. Very, very nice. This focus gives us a point in the strength essence, and I put that into intimidation. When an all-consuming bug bot that also is a Siege Master shows up, yeah, that can be scary. Faction. Well, being an Insecticon is almost being without a faction, but since all the other ones are Decepticons, why not? This gets Shellshock the very nice faction perk, Hail Megatron! And what a coincidence, this is the only faction perk that's in the book that we're using. Gear. Now normally I'd like to get all the prerequisites out of the way before getting here, but what we need won't be available to us until the Essence step. But since this is at character creation and all at the same time level 1 thing, it's not exactly a hard rule, so just be aware. In the internal slot, I chose the weapon Mini Missile Swarm. It's a fantastic area of effect weapon, it's explosives, and it lets us pick an element. I chose Acid because in real life the Bombardier Beetle makes its own acid, so I felt that was a real cool homage. Now, be aware that this weapon needs you to have a technology skill of D2 to use. Otherwise, in his external hardpoints, he has 2 heavy laser pistols. I chose these because they have a good base damage, and he can drop one and dig through his pockets and still have a weapon available. Essence Step. The Essence Step is very important. It lets you get any prerequisites you may want, or focus on any skills you may need. In this case, there's a few things I wanted to focus on. So, using the suggested spread of 4, 3, 3, 2, I'm assigning the Essence scores as follows. Starting off, I'm putting the +4 into Speed. While Speed does raise fairly quickly during levels, I really wanted to cover some combat bases here at the start. That being said, I'm putting 3 points into Targeting because all of our starting weapons use that as an attack skill, and 1 into Initiative because you do not want to roll Initiative with a snag. The first +3 is for Strength, and while Raiders do gain Strength pretty steadily, it is something I wanted to focus more into. The skills I chose here are a +2 to Conditioning because more hit points are great for survivability and storage compartments, and +1 to Athletics, again so we can be good with grenades when we have them. The next +3 is for Smarts Essence. This essence is pretty slow for Raiders, so a boost now helps things down the road. As for the skills, I'm putting 1 into Alertness because that is a key skill, 1 into Survival because Insecticons live out in nature and thus need to have at least some nature skill, and +1 into Technology so we can use that Mini Missile Swarm. And, so I can use the missiles, is a good excuse to do nearly anything. And that means the +2 goes into social. Social gains pretty quickly as a raider, so I didn't feel the need to prioritize it at this time. The skills are split up between a 1 in animal handling and 1 in persuasion. He's pretty good at telling people and animals what to do. Hey, you've made it this far into the video. Thank you for that. Seems like you're liking the video, so please show that you do by hitting the thumbs up button down below. Maybe leave a comment, tell me what you're enjoying. Now that we got everything established, let's get into the levels. This time we're going all the way to lucky level 13 to get the complete build. Level 2. As anyone that uses explosives and area effect damage in tabletop games and other RPGs will tell you, the worst part is friendly fire. Well, this level's perk, Profitable Aim, is a great solution. It's not perfect, but dang is it nice. Having a safe spot inside of an explosion? Just wild. I love it. This level also raises our Smarts Essence by 1, and I'm putting that skill point into Alertness. We want to make sure we're getting our situational awareness up to peak. Level 3. Level 3 gives us the focus perk Size Matters, which is a compact way of saying the bigger they are, the harder they fall. It could only get better if Shellshock was smaller, but I like him the way he is. Level 3 also gives us a Speed Essence, and this time I want to put that into targeting. He is a missile platform after all. Level 4. Level 4 lets us take a general perk, and for this one, well, with all the rockets firing off, and his time as a labor bot, I took the perk Forge Bot Layering, which just helps lean into the incredible durable nature of Shellshock. And as if we needed more toughness bonus, this level gives us a Strength Essence, and to continue the survival theme, I'm putting that into Conditioning. Level 5. Level 5's perk, Cache, is so good. Not only does this lean into the useful bits of tech in my storage compartments, but it's just so cool to have and to use. It also saves on the uses of story points, which is always a great value. Level 5 also gives a boost to our Smarts Essence, and as usual I'm putting that into Alertness. Level 6. This level is a tactical player's dream. The perk Vantage Point is why I chose an origin that can fly. Flight, height, and the safe spade made from Eye for Appraisal all come together for a very nice combat advantage. This level also gives us a nice social essence increase, and we'll put that into Deception because why not? Level 7. Hey, want to know a great way to survive? Don't get shot. This level's perk, Maximize Cover, helps you do just that. So when you're not in the air raining down death, like the alternating turns when you need to reload, you can hide behind cover all the better. Brilliant. This level we also get a Speed Essence increase, and with it I felt the need to raise our initiative. I want to hit them first. Level 8. Level 8 is another amazing level where we get to pick a perk. This time I picked the perk Exterminator, because it's a perfect pairing to level 3's Size Matters. And I would have taken it at level 4, but I wanted to survive to level 8. But feel free to swap those two around. Exterminator is great for attacking smaller enemies, and since we're using a lot of area of effect attacks from the missiles, it pairs wonderfully. This level gives us a Strength Essence increase, and for this level I chose Intimidation, as we now rain down death even more precisely than before. It's crazy. Level 9. This level is very nice, as its perk Cache 2 allows us to use Cache a second time. Short, sweet, and potent. We also get a Smarts Essence at this level, and I'm putting that into Alertness, but as a point of specialization in strategy. This will really help us get some critical successes when we need them. Level 10. This level is fun. The perk Dig In feels very Insecticon to me, in which that they are largely immovable unless they want to move. It's very thematic and helps against pusher robots. Going along with this perk's immovable feeling, it gives us more strength essence. And I put that skill point into might, so the dice help us support our solid stance. Level 11. Oh yeah, level 11, and we get another choice of general perk. And for an Insecticon, I couldn't think of a better one, at this level, than Energon Manipulator. It requires level 10, and in short, it lets us eat our fallen enemies. And since Insecticons eat everything, yeah baby. Level 11 also gives us a speed essence, and since we need to defeat enemies, I'm putting that skill point into targeting, but with a specialization for missiles. Level 12. Not gonna lie, this level's perk, Best Laid Plans, is so very good. If you and your allies have the hour to spare, do it. It can be so very powerful, and with Shellshock's focus on alertness, this role should do very well and get those bonus goals your whole team is looking for. Again, this is another perk that lets us mimic the use of a story point, saving the real ones for when they're really needed. Since this is a teamwork perk, this level also gives us a very needed social essence boost, and for the skill point, I'm going to put that into performance. Make those tactical assessments even more moving. Lucky level 13. Now this is what I've been waiting for. The perk Cache 3 allows us to use Cache, but with a higher rarity of cool stuff. And now that we have it, this allows us to go full Insecticon and get the restricted armor module, Plated Carapace. It requires that the bot either be an Insecticon or a monstrosity. And so that's all it needs. This is a fantastic armor module, and one we couldn't get until now. Thank you, Cache 3. As an added bonus, this level gives us an essence point to strength, and I had to put that into conditioning. More hit points, more storage space, more survivability. And at this point, for what I wanted to do for Shellshock, I'm done. This is a very tough bot that can really spread the damage around. He's very useful and even helpful to his team. He's tough as nails, and I really like how he came out. And those missiles are going to be just destroying everything in the battlefield because it has that wrecker trait. Very nice all around. Alternatives. I don't have a whole lot of alternatives in mind for Shellshock. For those of you who are more Beast Wars inclined, he could be a rather more bug-like Insecticon. You could just change his influence to Predacon. Or for those of you who want a more eat-everything Insecticon, there's Cultivated Inner Biome from Techno-Organic Secrets to look into. Goes great with Energon Manipulator. Well, with all of that being said, here's what I'm going to say. Thank you all for joining me. Please remember to like, comment, and of course subscribe. It's a little click for you, but a really big deal for me, and I greatly appreciate everyone who does. And if you have enjoyed this video, check out the links down below for links to my artists, my editor, and of course my merch market and Patreon campaign, where you can get yourself a variety of rewards, including early access to all my videos. Thank you all for joining me, and I shall see you all on the next one. This is a special shout out to all my wonderful supporters over on Patreon. Aaron Smith, Dennis Detman, Drew Betts, Harry Thompson, Mark Milius, and Takashi Yamato. Thank you all so much. These videos wouldn't exist without you.